Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
So let's just jump right in then.
Yeah.
Um, number one question on the Word document. You have seen the effect of, okay, let me know how to pronounce this.
Myelination.
Myelination, thank you.
Myelin
One,
or myelination. It's one of those two.
okay.
Okay.
I only know because I took another psychology class last semester and we did this exact like we learned all of these parts and this stuff. So
Okay.
that's the only reason I know that.
We've seen the effect of myelination on action potentials in the brain. From a teacher's point of view, how can we use this knowledge to increase mastery of learning in our students?
Okay. Let me, because I know the myelin sheath it's the insulation of the cell, and so
Hmm.
if there's like too thick of a myelin sheath, it does inhibit the learning. But I can't remember. I looked at this the other day. I can't remember how we use that to increase like I don't know. Do any of you have thoughts? Is basically what I'm trying to say.
One sec. I need to like look at this one like just for a second, and then I think I'll remember.
I
Yeah,
have
you're fine.
answers to basically every other question, but for some reason this one.
I know. I'm like I know the rest like this one just for some reason is not making
I
sense.
also think like the more myelination it has, like the faster the neurotransmitters
Hmm.
went. I'm probably not using the right terms, but like, does that mean like you literally like think faster?
Hmm. Okay, wait. I totally said this backwards when I was talking like 2 minutes ago. The thicker myelin sheath, because I just looked it up because I got it
Yeah.
backwards. It increases the speed, and so actually, I have an answer to the first question. If you're ready.
Ooh. Okay. Let's hear it.
So, so I'm thinking that so as we do repetition and practice, that actually increases the extent of myelination around the axon. And with that thicker myelin sheath, it increases the speed with which the neurons transfer and interact. So repetition and practice, like they they don't, I mean, they just kind of increase the extent of the myelination around the axon. And so it helps the action potential speed up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm finding too. I like am reading the transcript for a video that was in a PowerPoint,
Yeah.
and it's saying like hours and hours of practice.
Yeah, because I know I read it a couple days ago and then I blanked when as soon as we read it today, but I'm pretty sure
You're
that's
like,
I'm like I don't remember, but repetition and practice, like knowing the effect of myelination, we can use this knowledge to like implement more repetition into our instruction. So you
mm-hmm.
can put that.
Sorry, so far I've got as we like do repetition and practice, it thickens the myelin sheaths and will increase the speed of neuron transferring and interacting around the axon. And it helps
Mhm.
the action potential speed up. What was the last
Yeah.
thing you said?
Just say like we can implement more repetition and practice into our instruction because it's just like how what's the people.
Spell instruction as teacher. Cool. Got it.
Although it does make it confused that the next question it talks about like heavy myelination of neural pathways. I guess no, I was thinking of the axon because I guess this next one about the of neural pathways. Sorry, I'm
Next
thinking
one
out.
has like about dyslexia. Am I looking at the wrong thing? For number 2 on the worksheet, hang on. Should I go by the worksheet or should I go?
I'm going
So
by the worksheet. The next one's about dyslexia.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was going off the canvas, but I should just go to the worksheet because I was there before and I left.
Okay.
I
I
was
didn't
like,
realize the questions were different.
I thought they
Yeah,
should be the same.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't
yeah.
pull it up. And I was like, wait, what are we talking about?
Wait.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, Okay, wait. I think the questions I'm looking at are for the video. Sorry, I'm not sure what I'm looking at.
No, you're good. I get so confused in this class all the time with different things.
Because I thought I was looking at the right thing, but I don't think I am
No,
anymore.
you are. You are. I guess we can just
So,
briefly talk about it, but then and then just move on to the ones in
uh-huh.
the
Okay, yeah. So the next question, yes, it is about dyslexia.
yeah, let's just you want to just keep going through the worksheet then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What
And then
is
are the other questions? Sorry,
no, you're good.
continue. I was just
Okay.
gonna say, like, are the other questions the ones we have to answer on the video, or no?
I don't
No.
know, because that's a lot of questions to fit in like 1 minute.
You know,
I don't know.
we're just gonna say that
Yeah, but I think we should just go with the worksheet because that's like what we're supposed to
let's
submit.
just go with that.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. And we can come back to it.
Okay, sorry. Now we can get back on track.
What is dyslexia and what has neuroscience contributed to what we now know about it? As a teacher, what is something you can do to help your students with dyslexia?
Okay.
For-
So the definition from the slideshow for dyslexia was when children cannot hear and manipulate like different sounds.
Is it a visual thing too, though? Does it say that in there or no?
It
Sorry,
didn't from the quote I got, but it might in a different part. Um, it says it's like when your brain responds to like specific spoken and written language tasks. So yeah, it's like visual.
Because it looks like, okay, yeah, because above in the slides here, it's like, is there an area in your brain that is specialized in reading? And there's none. There's no areas in the brain, which actually I think answers that next question. But we'll stay on the. I'm sorry.
I also found that like dyslexia causes unexpected difficulties learning to read despite like adequate intelligence, sufficient environment, and normal senses.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of about it. And then as a teacher, like things we can do to help with dyslexia. Um, I feel like you could offer choices on like responding and reading assignments, kind of like adding more pictures like into the assignments or into instruction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any other ideas on what to do in the classroom?
For dyslexia,
Mhm.
I mean, I know there's like speech programs, and you could probably implement some of their techniques in your classroom. I don't know. I don't know exactly like what techniques the speech programs use, but that's like the one thing that comes to mind is because like when you like I don't know, with it's kind of like therapy, like physical therapy. If you like have broken your leg, you just kind of have to train. And so like training, say the right thing with the right letter. Again, repetition.
Technology. All right. I think that answers that one.
Do we need a did we talk about what neuroscience has contributed to what we know about dyslexia?
Um, we did not talk about that, I don't think.
Whoops.
But
I just kind of listed like a couple things that we do know about it, like the whole it provides unexpected difficulties learning to read. It's like a spectrum disorder that ranges from mild to severe. And then lastly, I also included like normal and they said normal, not me. Normal and dyslexic brains respond very differently to spoken and written language tasks. I feel like
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
Okay,
sounds good to me.
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Number 3, how can the amygdala, is that how you say that one?
I think so.
Okay, both increase and inhibit learning.
The amygdala controls anger and fear.
Yeah, like
Yeah. It's like I remember it having to do with like emotions, at least some emotions.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like the main responsibility of the amygdala is like fight or flight.
Okay.
And,
which like could make, so I guess this is for like inhibiting, like if you have too much like fear of like you don't understand something, so like you give up, or like you get like really bad test anxiety or
Yeah. And then one that increases learning, sometimes students will procrastinate. And then when it gets closer to the deadline,
ah.
You're not wrong.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Sometimes like anxiety can like push us forward to
Mhm.
accomplish tasks.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like a healthy dose of anxiety is actually good for you. It's when it gets like too much. But like some anxiety is helpful.
I do
Yeah.
like that. The fears, like I don't want to fail. I have this fear of failure, and that's do well in school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds all good.
Perfect.
Number 4, according to Dr. Sousa, what is reading? And explain your answer.
I just took like I wasn't sure, but like I found a quote from her in the slideshow that just said reading's not a natural process and it's not a guessing game. And it's like a written code that represents specific sounds.
That's what I
Um,
found. The quote that I found, it just says like when we learn to read, we force the brain to learn a whole new set of skills.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I found
yeah,
that.
I like.
Sorry, I also include like we must take abstract symbols into spoken language, and it's nothing more than decoding words on it.
Yes.
Do we need to
Yeah.
explain our answer?
Um,
I don't. Oh yes, it says explain your answer.
I don't know what more to explain.
Be like,
I guess we could
Not
do
a
like talk
natural.
about how there's not like a specific part in the brain for reading. So like it's a difficult task that we're asking our brain to do.
Yeah.
Because there's not like one area that specializes in it.
yeah, because there's like areas for decision making and personality, but there's none.
Mhm. But there's not one specifically just for like reading,
Yeah, I like
which is
that because
actually
yeah,
really interesting.
I
yeah.
actually like shared it to my students. I'm a substitute teacher and I was doing, I think, 8th grade something. And I
Hmm.
always do my homework while I'm subbing because there's not much else to do. Um, if you're doing like secondary. And I just interrupted everybody at some point and I was like, guys, do you want to hear what I'm reading right now? Like in the textbook. And I was like, did you know there's no specific part of the brain that specializes in reading? And they were dumbfounded.
Yeah.
They were confused.
Way. Hmm. Okay, number 5. As a teacher, how could you capitalize on the functions of the anterior cingulate cortex to help students learn more effectively? Like I don't remember.
We're
I
group
remember.
7. We're group 7.
Yeah,
Okay, so this is the part of the brain that we have for the video.
we have the anterior cingulate cortex.
Wait, let me double
Oh,
check. I was pretty. Yes, we do. Yes.
okay.
Like I hope so because I studied it.
You better be that one.
Yeah.
Forgot what it is.
Okay,
like-
so it's the largest part of the brain associated with memory and emotions.
Yeah, it looks like it. The like
Wait,
the,
no, wait, nope, that's not what I meant to say. Wait.
the prefrontal cortex is memory. I think the cingulate cortex is more like empathy and impulse control. It looks like.
When I
I
read
don't
it,
know.
it said it was like in charge of, well, there's a couple things. First, one of them was like error detection and also like responding to correct responses. And
Let's
then
go.
you're good. I also found spatial memory and spatial learning. So I was thinking like maybe spatial memory could be helpful in the classroom with like object lessons. So that you're not just like sitting, thinking, writing. It could be something hands-on that uses the space around them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do see the error like monitoring.
Oh yes.
Monitor. I cannot say that word for the life of me right now, but I don't know why, but that was so hard.
The error detection, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. How could knowing about like error detection, how can we use that to help students learn more efficiently? Or sorry, effectively?
I think like with feedback, right? Because when students make mistakes,
Mhm.
back, and then the anterior cingulate cortex is like, oh, that was an error and remembers that.
Uh-huh. And like even like letting them like giving them feedback and giving them the opportunity to like make it better so they can realize what they did wrong and how they can make it better.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Number 6. What is something non-fluent readers need help with? Explain your answer.
Okay.
I found like the basic phonics skills, the alphabet principles. These were kind of like listed in one of the slides, like vocabulary, fluency, and text comprehension.
Uh-huh.
I didn't explain my answer though.
Mhm.
Um, one sec. I'm trying to find the slides so that I can
You're good. There was a lot of stuff.
I know.
Like how? But hey, there's only 11 questions, so we're really getting there.
Yeah.
Oh, is there really only 11? I swear it was like a never ending thing.
Like, oh, this next.
Do they mean non-fluent just like not coming naturally like when they read, just like a little bit patchy?
Yeah, I think that's what they mean.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of finding like where to go? Oh, here we go. Also having like a balanced approach to teaching reading, it's saying. Um, so like having multiple components that support phonemic awareness, phonics, the alphabetic principle, vocabulary building, comprehension, and fluency. I think those were like the things that you said.
Pretty much. Yeah, just kind of worded a little different. How do we explain our answer? Maybe like, so, okay, do you guys remember reading about like I feel like there was 3 different parts of reading. First, it was like recognizing the,
Yes, okay, the first phone is the pictorial stage, then phonological state, then orthographic state.
cool. So this might just be non-fluent readers just not being at that 3rd stage yet.
Uh-huh.
Where they don't recognize like words, maybe they're still just trying, to see the symbol and figure out what that symbol means, and that's all they can, or what the symbol sounds like, and maybe that's just, they haven't moved on from that stage yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
They need help getting to the, what was it called,
Orthographic.
Thank
Also,
you. The orthographic stage when reading. They could be recognizing the letters and sounds, but not enough to recognize individual words yet. Okay, cool.
okay.
What should a teacher consider regarding the hypothalamus in creating hypothalamus? Okay. In creating teaching situations.
Like, yeah, I know I'm pretty professional at this stuff.
Absolutely.
The
This
hypothalamus,
is the one that like regulates everything, right? Like
like
homeostasis something.
weight, appetite, and body temperature. So I think for this one, the teacher just considers like maybe like I don't know, like a snack break because
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that. And then like making sure they're getting activity during recess. Um,
I also
you know,
think like room temperature because
yeah.
that affects like your body. Because like in my middle school, the AC broke down and it was so hot, and so like we were miserable, and that like affected us wanting to be there and learning.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
what
making sure,
about
I don't know, like
sorry, what about when you're thinking about high school teachers? So are you guys in elementary ed?
mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not. I'm kind of going into secondary ed, and so I'm trying to think of all these like related to high schoolers, and sometimes that is way more difficult. So you're saying like snack time or recess,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
either of those.
You could
I
um
You could have to take standing like, where they stand up in the middle of class because sometimes like to get the blood flowing, just like get them to stand up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Even
had
like
one teacher who
yeah,
like
sorry, go on.
no, yeah, sorry. would like she would just let us like stand and like lean against like a shelf or whatever while we were doing an activity just so people could like get up and move. And then I don't know, I guess just like allowing maybe students to eat food as long as it's not disruptive. Like you don't have to like have a dedicated like snack time, but like allowing them to like have food.
If it's not messy, if it's not
As
loud.
long as like it's like not disruptive.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Give me a second to write it all down. All right, number 8. There are 5 steps that is it Sousa?
I
That's how
think
I've been
so.
saying it in my head. So
Okay, talks about that students need to know for math. What are they? And explain your answer. How would you use these steps when teaching math to your student? I think,
okay.
yeah, I kind of tried to like simplify them instead
Okay.
of writing out like all the paragraphs that they had.
Mhm.
So number 1, they say the children still need to develop number sense.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Number 2 is a shift to symbolic representations, like they can
Hmm.
recognize 8 or lots of. Yeah. Number 3, children fully understand arithmetic axioms, like using their fingers to count up from, but they might struggle when they run out of fingers. Um,
Yeah.
Hmm.
is that one right? That one kind of
Yeah,
confused.
that one's right. Yeah.
The number
Mhm.
4, they rely on counting up instead of counting all. So they understand like the conceptual reality of numbers. And
Mhm.
then 5, was it just like now the teachers can kind of move on and help with addition and subtraction?
I'm not sure because like I would go with yes because it kind of just like
It like stops.
it doesn't
Oh, I would,
say like explicitly what number 5 is.
yeah, that's what I would think. And that
Yeah,
was,
that's what I would go
but
with.
I think it mentions it in the textbook more. We just don't have it open right now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what I read. Um, then it says explain your answer. I don't think I need to explain what the 5 steps are because
Yeah.
they're just the 5 steps.
We can
Mhm.
explain how we could use these when teaching,
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay, yeah. How would you
Okay.
guys use these steps to teach your students?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Like that's a very good point.
Math is also my specialty, so I was kind of super interested in math stuff.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going for high school math, y'all.
Oh, look at you.
We'll see how it goes. I was thinking like a teacher could use these steps when teaching math by like recognizing what steps the students are at. So
Mhm.
that teacher can be sure not to use anything too complex for the group. So if you're like aware of what steps everybody's at, you can try to get them all to the same page before moving on. So you can like move forward together.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know how else, honestly, we could.
I think that's perfect, honestly. So
Yeah, I don't know what else we could say, so
Cool. Um,
yay!
we're getting there, you guys. Woohoo.
Woo!
Which transmitters do do I want to stimulate with my teaching? Defend each suggestion.
okay, my thoughts here um are the two that we could list are dopamine and ACH. I don't know how to say the
Yeah,
full name.
I have.
Because yeah, because those are associated with like attention and motivation.
Wait, what
Yeah.
was the second one? Eight.
It's spelled, it's like what, how do you say it? Acetylcholine, whatever that one is. Um, and because those ones help with attention and memory. And I know that dopamine reduces a lot of cortisol, the stress chemical level. So I
Yeah.
think we want to stimulate that. So I think that because it says defend your answers, so we can. I feel like those are good reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Will you Sorry, I kind of lost you because this stuff is hard for me, like the really big words. Will you put what you wrote in the chat so I can just
Yeah.
kind of copy and paste?
You want me to take the whole thing or just the names of the?
Everything if you can. You seem to know about these neurotransmitters.
What can I say?
And while you're doing that, we can answer number 10 so fast. Is there an area?
No, I know.
Yeah.
There's
Is there an
not.
area in your brain that specializes in reading? Is learning to read difficult for students? Your answer. Talks about this.
No.
There is no area in your brain that specializes in reading. Learning to read is one of the most
Yeah.
tasks that young
Okay,
minds.
I just sent that into the chat. So.
Lovely. Thank you so much for that. Makes it so
Oh, of course. There's nothing I would rather do more.
So glad. Okay, awesome. Last one. From your origami activity on the last side of the presentation, describe the relationship between demonstration, explanation, and practice. I have not done the origami.
So I didn't either, and it's like, I swear it's not in the end. It's like at the beginning.
Yeah, the origami, it's not the end.
Okay,
Like
I was like, am I crazy? And like I'm seeing things or
because it's
Let me like pull it up and we can all do it together if you want.
okay.
Is that
Are we
okay?
supposed to make the paper crane?
Yeah, I think we're supposed to do it. Are we not?
Well, so I did the activity.
Okay.
Oh, you already did it.
Yeah. So because what we're supposed to do is kind of describe, let me look at the actual phrasing of the question.
Describe the relationship between demonstration, explanation, and practice.
Okay, so I think demonstration and explanation, like, I don't know, you're receiving those, and when you follow just from demonstration and explanation, you don't get it down perfectly. It's always a little distorted or a little altered from what the original one was. But
Mhm.
practice combined with demonstration and explanation will lead to better results and more precise. I mean, in the origami, it's more precise folds and.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like demonstration's like more of like a visual thing, and then explanation is like them saying exactly what they're doing, and then you can take that information and implement it and practice it yourself. It's like those are like the basic steps, and then practicing is how you'll like actually get it down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm writing like following just from demonstration will not end up giving all the details as it is only visuals.
Okay.
And then I'm saying explanation alone will not give us the results because it's visuals only and no details.
And then just practice without either of those. It's just like you don't know what you're doing. So
Right, just practice won't get you results because there is no instruction whatsoever.
yeah.
But when you put them all together, you get visual representation, spoken/written
Your hands-on
details, and hands-on practice to make it successfully.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right.